Well, here we are, first race that I've done in the hypercar, and we'll see how it goes.
Go, go, go.
Right, and away we go. So the start wasn't too bad, just aiming to keep up with those ahead, being mindful of who's around me, where they are, trying to look towards the first braking zone into turn 1, being mindful that they might start braking a bit earlier. Had a slight lock up as I wasn't sure that everyone got through cleanly. It all looks okay. Being quite cautious because I don't know how much grip I've got. Don't know how much grip everyone else has got either, and we've got a full tank of fuel, so I'm in it for the long run and I just want to survive. A gap then opened up a little bit in front and behind me, which was good. There was a bit of breathing room to feel what the car was doing with all that fuel and the cool tyres. Taking it easy over the crest into that left-hander, but being a bit more aggressive into Aqua Minerale. I feel like I can carry quite a bit of speed through. Just need to take it easy until I get some temperature into the tyres. Now running down to Ravazza, making sure to brake nice and early to avoid running wide.
Has gone off.
Just keeping it tidy,
Is clear, green flag.
and then avoiding the spinning car. Now we can start looking at some of the overtakes or bad passes. So coming out of Aqua Minerale here, held up behind this GT3, lost a load of time there. Could probably have timed it a bit better. So coming down to Ravazza here, didn't really know where I was going. I should have tried to take my usual line because there was space on the inside, and same again there, but just inexperience showing through there. I really do suck at multi-class racing. So from the outside view you can probably see a bit better. I just don't really have a clue where I'm going here. Aiming the car at the GT3 rather than trying to get past, and same here. If I'd have just tried to take my usual line, then there would have probably been a way through, and then that of course gave everyone else behind plenty of time to catch up, so not great. Now here I'm overtaking the top 3 in the GT3 class. More by luck than judgment really. They were nicely spaced out, so nice overtake up the inside there. Didn't lose any time at all. And then coming down to Aqua Minerale, I was mindful that I might get held up like I did with some of the other cars before, but they stayed out of the way, and yeah, managed to sail past.
Sector 1 is green.
No problems, but more by luck than judgment. Now, I've finally gone through the whole GT3 field, so that's an experience. So now coming down to turn 1, completely outbrake myself. No, I've screwed it. I blame it on the GT3 car being in the way, and so I couldn't see my braking point.
On your left. Clear left.
Ah, come on, get your head in the game. However, as the subsequent lap,
On your right.
this is how it's done properly. So I can do it, and I learnt from the mistake earlier, which was good. So this is a bit of an interesting one. So I was expecting him to just follow his normal line, and I was going to go around the outside, but he stayed on the outside, and I should have just been more assertive and gone for the inside line. Yeah, lost a bit of time there. So on a later lap, same sort of thing, but I took the inside line. I have a lot more acceleration than the GT3s, so I just went for it, and that worked out quite nicely.
Coming up on a slower class car, green flag in sector 2.
However, my first instincts weren't all too bad, because here's an attempt here where the GT3
just hit each
GT3 does take the normal line,
That's 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes.
and I go
Gap
around the
to
outside.
Marco. Ahead is now 0.8.
And my worst move of the day, diving up the inside here, slamming on the brakes, but I need to brake a bit earlier than the GT3, so the poor guy goes into the back of me. Really shouldn't have brake checked him. I do feel really bad about that. On the outside you can see, yeah, it's just a bad move. It's difficult to know whether I should have gone up the inside or just waited and gone around the outside. So pit stops, I never seem to get these right. So first of all, pit entry wasn't brilliant, braked a bit too early. But I don't want to speed in the pits on entry. What usually happens is someone behind me crashes into me, but that didn't happen here because there was no one there. I was trying to work out during the race
All done, go.
whether I should change tyres or not. The lap times were pretty consistent and weren't really dropping off, so because the cold tyres here give you no grip at all, I didn't want to risk spinning out the first few corners, or the first lap really, after the pit stop. So didn't change any of those. Maybe I could have done, and maybe that would give me a bit more time, but like I said, yeah, lap times were pretty good.
T-Row is entering the pits. He's in P7. It looks like he'll come out just behind you.
And then fuel wise, I think I over fueled. I did about 15 laps on the first stint.
Lap 2,
And the full race was only 25 laps anyway, so I really needed to put in 2/3 of a tank, but I put in about 90%, so that probably took a bit longer than necessary. Now getting into some of the silly mistakes during the race, just pressure and nerves getting to me a little bit. So coming up to this very anti-alta, just locking up, losing the back end a little bit, managed to save it. Nearly lost it, and then I think a lap or two later, getting a bit excited to try and overtake this guy on the right.
Car right.
I'm not going to get past him here, am I? A bit eager on the brakes,
Slow
and
right.
locking up and
Left
losing a
side,
place in
clear
fact.
left.
The problem of having the brake bias too far back.
Okay, stay with him.
And here, this is the first lap after the pit stop. Tyres had cooled down a little bit, just didn't quite have that much grip at the front. And now I wonder if you can spot what I do here. Hit the ignition, turn the engine off. That was clever.
Right side. Clear right.
Yeah, so the problem is I've got the flash lights button next to the ignition on the wheel. Things not to do during a race. Turn the engine off. One way of saving fuel, I suppose.
Alright, Mark, you've used half your fuel.
Come on, this is the first multi-class race I've done. So I'm trying not to be too harsh on myself.
Clear left.
Yeah, what I did earlier, this guy did, outbraked himself going into T1. They also collide behind me. Well, at least I didn't do that. So I'm not doing too badly. So now coming up to this GT3, I get a bit confused as to which way I should go, left or right.
Car right. Clear
I
right.
wasn't sure which way he was going to go.
We can see Hoffman has stepped
So
in.
trying to
Green flag,
overtake
sector one.
him here,
Slower class car ahead. Okay, Mark.
And
the
he
next
spins
car
out
is
on his own.
Valentin.
Car left. Clear left.
So I was going to back out a bit anyway because I wasn't far enough alongside. You can see it a bit better from this outside camera. But we're coming up to another GT3 car. So I think he just goes on the brakes a bit too eagerly and spins out. I feel a bit bad for him really, because that shouldn't have happened. But. And then we get to the end of the race. Front tyres are struggling a little bit. Struggling to get on the power because the car just wouldn't turn in. And then across the line.
Right side. Clear right.
P5. Well done, mate. Good finish. Okay, pit stop requested.
On your right.
So that was my
Clear
first hypercar multi-class race in Le Mans Ultimate. It was a lot of fun. Enjoyed it a lot more than some of the GT3 races that I've done in the multi-class thing. I mean, they're different cars. They drive very differently. But I do like driving something with a bit more downforce, a bit more power, and yeah, overtaking and planning the overtakes on the slower classes definitely adds a lot of entertainment, should we say. So definitely going to do more of this. I think I learned a lot during this race, so hopefully the next one will be a bit better. As long as I don't turn the engine off again, I think I'll be okay. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more of this sort of thing, then please click the subscribe button. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.